Hello everybody, we're in Discord chatting with Scopes about smart money, and he's going to share his screen in Discord with us. Okay.
I've just been put into this. I'm lagging here. I've just been whipped into this atom trade. I haven't even checked it. I went through last night. I went through some stuff last night. Let me just put it on. I just flicked through all these last night. I just kept flicking through and finding the good anything I could see. And I seen this last night. I seen that last night, and it just whipped me into it. So I don't know if it's going to do anything like, but yeah, it wicked me into it.
Do you find this type of strategy also works with alts like Atom? I kind of thought SMC was kind of
yeah, it is, yeah, but it is. But if the obviously I just marked out what were happening,
yeah,
and then I marked out the breaker structure, and then I thought I'll mark out this 15-minute POI as well. I'll just have a little dab on that. I didn't put much on it, like, but obviously look at obviously it's worked. It's whipped straight into it and then bounced straight out twice. So obviously it must. I don't know. I don't think. I think it's just for your main coins. You know what I mean? Main traded stuff. I'd say so anyway. I haven't really done much testing on this sort of thing. I've done it on most of my testing's been on BTC and Ethereum, and obviously this year FOREX pairs, and I tried a bit with Craig the other night on some indices. I think it works better on the better pairs, better coins. Sort of.
Yeah.
Of course, there's been some people taking trades off of just the hourly POI. I mean, you could have taken. It shows you it. Put it on full screen. Can you see this? You could take the trades on the hourly. This is BTC, by the way. You could take them, and this would have been a win. But there's no confirmation. Do you know what I mean? So it's not ideal. Like, I know a couple of people have been taking trades straight off of this.
You like these double confirmations, Scope?
Pardon?
Do you like this double confirmation?
Yes, mate. What, do I like it, or
is that what you generally stick to?
I try to, yeah. I try to. I mean, the original thing was that, like, what am I on here? Let me put this on the hourly. I hate it. I hate it not being very good on computer, mate. This is obviously, it's not like a new board, because all my other entries on something else. So let me just replay this. Saying how do you get this and how do you get that? Give me 1 second. Right, sorry about that. Just someone at my door. Right, so I'll just replay this for Marco. Well, there were a couple of people asked for it in group. Let's put those back on. Can it do ons? So this is just for Marco. So this is your high. That would have been your breaker structure first. And obviously then it puts this low in, and then you get 2 continuous candles straight below. And then you start getting a pull up. Then you start getting a pull up here. 2 continuous, 2 more continuous. So obviously you've got 4 candles straight off there. So you know, ideally that's your, this is your uptrend. That's your CTS for that part. And this is your BOS. So if you're breaking this, you're expecting to look for shorts. So if you just keep going, you're looking for shorts here. So now you're going to be thinking about looking for a short, but you've always got that in there. So now you've broke the structure there. You're waiting for this 2 candles here, pull up. So now you know that when it starts moving, we're in a range. There, you see these green candles. This is a push. This is pushing up to giving the sign of you know, like it's over kind of thing. But you already got the sign here with 2 candles here. It's a bit of a range, but as soon as you start pushing up, you know then that this is your CTS level to go down. But you still got your BOS level here, because now you're from here. That was your BOS from the uptrend. That was your CTS. So obviously, because you're in an uptrend, you just say you're coming into it like something like this. You're coming into it like that. You'd expect that when it hits there, to bounce up there. But because it didn't, after this, it didn't. And we've come back down. Now that is your breaker structure to the up, back to the up, because now it looks like you're going in a downtrend now, because we broke the structure down. So this here, if we break that, then we can look back for longs. But because it looks like we're now in a downtrend, because of this break here, we're waiting for confirmation. We've had this pullback here. So if you mark, just say you're marking these areas out around here, this will be in your 61 to 80% fib. So you're going to see what happens around here. But obviously, this is only if you're following the market. You don't need to really worry about all this if you're not. But just trying to show you. But now you see we broke straight through again. So the story here is, because of this range, but you had these 3 bars. We only had them 3 bars there, showing that this now is a valid low. Are you following me, Marco? If you're still here, well, I don't know if you are or not. So,
I'll listen.
Yeah, just to recap, we've come from an uptrend. We've never really broke any major lows. From this uptrend, these should be red lines, like, sorry, but they're not. So these should be the red breaker structure, because you're in an uptrend. And don't get me wrong, this doesn't work every single time. Nothing works every single time. But if you see here, these levels. These are all obviously your red lines, your breaker structure. So while you're in an uptrend, when you've done that and you're getting like a couple of candles like this here, that is, when you get a couple of candles, you know that from this move here, from that move up, then you get these few candles here. You get these few all bunched up together. You know that is the pullback. So whenever this pullback ends, from this candle and this candle, like 2 candles or a few candles, you know that this, and you don't have to worry about, these are hourly candles. You don't have to worry that you're going to miss signals, because you're not going to take any trades off of these hourly candles. You can wait till it goes all the way back up there, but you're just waiting for price to come back down. So don't worry about, oh, well, you have to wait ages. So you know that this then is the start of that pullback. So what you can do from there is you can mark that line as, just say in this case, just say a CTS. You can mark that as your CTS because you know you've already started the pullback with these candles. These candles are confirming that pullback. So when this ends, this pullback
what's
ends.
the green line below?
This one. This one. Are you muting and unmuting? Because I can't hear if you're saying anything. If you're on about this, I can't hear what you're saying. I think your mic must have gone funny. Oh. The green line below, right, so I'll just do it properly then. The green line below, this is your breaker structure on the hourly. The reason that's this breaker structure, well, you wouldn't have this line yet. You only can have that line. This is what you've got from replay. If you replayed this is what you'd have. You're coming up, then you're starting a pullback. From this little leg up, you're starting a pullback. You know it's a pullback because you've got these candles here. These are, these are started. So you know from that candle, and that candle, even though these the first candle's okay, the second candle's not okay, the third candle's half and half. But then you get to this candle and this candle. You know that's definitely a pullback. So that means then if you were if you were at the market here, you could then put that as a valid high because you've got your pullback. So then you wait for that to finish. You open because now you're in an uptrend. You're hoping for that to finish. When this pullback's finished, you're hoping for it to go straight through this CTS line because this is your CTS in the 1 hour. And then when you see these few candles bunched together, you know, well, you don't know, but you've got this a good understanding to yourself that this is now your break of structure on the hourly. I know it doesn't seem like a big area, but listen, that's how it is. And if you go from there's 2 candles there, so the lowest point in there.
That's something I don't understand. You said it's a boss, the break of structure, but I break.
Pardon? Marco?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your mic keeps cutting out.
I don't know what the problem is, how that be, but you said it's the break of structure, but I don't see a break there.
What do you don't see it break in this line, you mean?
It hasn't broken yet, Marco. If it does break, it'll be a break.
If it does break it, this is your CTS line. This is your CTS line.
Yes, I understand that, yes.
So, and then so now when price pulls back down, and then you see these couple of candles after to show this pullback's over, then now you can put this line there because now this is a valid low because you've seen this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've seen multiple bullish candles confirming the end of this 1 hourly pullback. So now you've already got this CTS line. So when this pullback's over, you're expecting price now to break this CTS line because you're in this uptrend. So now when you see these few bullish candles all bunched together, you can use this then as your confirmed low, your confirmed pullback. It's over. This pullback's over. So then it comes up and breaks CTS. So then when you come back up again and you're seeing it, this big candle straight down, and a few other candles together, it's like might be a look rangy, but this candle there's loads of selling pressure back there. It sells it back off. This was obviously once up here. It sells it back off. Then you get a big candle here, showing that there's more chance of this move being over. So now that is a CTS line. So when you're seeing candles, and then you're seeing coming down, this then would be your CTS line. So, and then when it's come down, you see these 3 big candles here coming towards the CTS. So then you can know then this line here, this then would be your breaker structure. So what happens every time you get a CTS, every time it breaks, every time you hit the CTS and you see a pullback, yeah? And this, you're going back up. In between these in between these, when the pullback's over, 1, 2, 3, you know, when you see a few candles and you've already marked this as your BOS, yeah, if you go back to my PDF on breakouts, valid breakouts and valid pullbacks, you'll see that 2 candles continuously. You can have multiple candles, but 2 candles continuously in one direction or the other confirm pullbacks or confirm breakouts. So you've got this CTS, you've got this pullback. So now after you've marked this out, you know anywhere in between this area, anywhere in between there, you don't really validate it unless it's internal. Then you're waiting for the break of this, or you're waiting for the break of that. So now if price goes, just say price comes down, goes up, touches that, there, and then comes back down. Now you've got a switch again. You've got a change of market, but it hasn't. It's gone straight up and it's broke CTS. So you continue in the structure. And if you do this and then come down and break this, then you've broke the structure. So then you would be thinking about looking for shorts, but you would already probably have, just say you already probably would have these kind of areas marked out for if price come down, you know what I mean? But obviously when you break a structure, that means you're not going to continue structure. If you CTS, that means you're going to continue. If you BOS, that means you're going to change that, possibly change direction.
CTS is clear for me. I understand that, but
so, yeah. So what I'm saying, go on.
The boss is for me personally looks different as what I always learned, because I see no break.
Yeah, you're not going. If it breaks, this is your break line. This is your signal. If price goes from this CTS, this has started a natural pullback, and then you started another push back up. You're expecting it to go past CTS. If it doesn't go past CTS and breaks that boss, that means you've already got that line in place. So you're not looking for that breaker structure. You're not manually looking for the breaker structure. You've already got it marked on the chart. Every time you do a move, you've got it marked on the chart. CTS, breaker structure. You know, you know what I mean? So every time you've got it marked on the, you know, if price goes up and then comes all the way down and breaks it, then you've already know that that is the hourly breaker structure. If price goes up and breaks this, you already know on the hour, that means structure is continuing. When you come back up here and you get this big massive candle down, you can mark this as CTS. So you know when, because of this big candle here, you think, right, that's going to be a pullback now. So now you're looking for a pullback. It can pull back, this can pull back from here. It can pull back all the way to here and then go up. And if it did that, then that would be a new breaker structure. That would be a new breaker structure. So then when in between, anything in between these two lines, this CTS and this breaker structure, if price bounces up and you see multiple candles showing that this pullback on the hourly is over, starts going up, you're expecting it to break the CTS. If it doesn't break the CTS and comes back down like this, then you know you've broke a major low. You know, you've broke structure now. So now you're looking for a different setup now. All the marks are there is for you to follow the market easy. So you're pushing up, you've got a CTS line because you know a natural pullback started on the hourly. It's pulled back and then it started pushing back. So you're expecting it now to pull back, go through CTS. So now when you see these few candles, you can mark this out. You can mark this out as your breaker structure. So if price comes back down and breaks that structure, you know it's done. The bullish move's over. So that's that.
Can I ask you? You've got them red candles. What do they signify? The red candles, because you haven't got them on the second one. When you put the second BOS line on.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, it's I don't know what it is, to be fair. I've got it in code here.
Are they stronger? Are they just stronger?
Well, you'd think so. No, the actual indicator I got from paying for a course a while back, and it just shows It doesn't catch everyone, but it shows strong candles with imbalance.
Okay.
I think well, that's what I learned. It was. It shows.
But you're not basing the boss lines.
No.
You're just looking at the chart.
No. But if you look, these are all. If you look at most of these, it don't catch every imbalance, but you have to have 3 continuous. If you look at them, they're all 3 candle patterns.
Yeah.
So what it is, can you remember when I said it's can you remember me let me just show you. I'm sharing my full screen anyway, so let me just show you what I mean. Let me just turn that off because I've just been.
But you're not relying on them to do the boss line.
No, never.
Right. Okay,
so let me just show you what. Where am I here? Oh, and by the way, I've started moving my course onto a different. I've started putting my course onto here because my other course got absolutely rammed with work and chat and stuff. So, if you go back to my imbalance, if you look here, where am I? Imbalance. If you notice, second, let me just zoom in. If you notice here with my imbalances are too many. It will always be 3 candle patterns in an upward movement. This, that, and other. You know what it is. So what this indicator does is, if you look here, there's 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle. It marks 3 candles out every time. So it's the indicator is I think it's searching for smart money moves. Obviously, because it's a 3 candle pattern, and only smart money can cause imbalances. Our money can't. So that's my understanding of it.
Oh, so they're potentially
your smart money moves, if smart money's in the market or not.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why it is, because you'll not get them in these ranges. You'll not get anything in these ranges like that. This is a range. Sorry,
not range. Yeah, it's just the big moves.
Retail markets. Yeah, it's just the big moves it catches. Yeah. So if you get them pulling away from a POI, like just say,
and there's a chance that it could return to them.
Yeah, but just say this is your It will be. Look, this would be. I'm guessing. Look, you've got a break. Just by looking at it, it might be. I'm not saying it will be. Just say that there is like a normal breaker structure. Yeah. So then what you do is that's your lowest point. Fib that. Yeah, and there you go. Look, I've just marked that out by off chance looking at it from up here. You just see me do it. But yeah, look, in the 61.8, this looks like an institutional area. And then from the institutional area, you see an imbalance and you see these green candles. That means you're having a nice reaction from this area. You know what I mean? So I think it's just looking for smart money moves. But everyone you look at, it's always 3 candles. So it's always it's imbalance moves with big candles, if you know what I mean. It didn't catch this one. It's not caught this way. It don't catch everyone. I don't know why, but it catches like 98% of them or something. But see here again, look, mind you, that's a 2 candle pattern. But when there's an imbalance, it's 1, 2, 3, and it just I don't know how it catches them and how it doesn't catch them, but it just looks for big moves. I think it's like size of candles and stuff like that. I'm not sure if one's like bigger than the other. I don't know. If you see a move like that coming back away from a POI, you know it's like a strongish area because you've got smart money there bouncing away from it. So, right, where were I? We're just showing Marco this thing.
In each time frame?
In what, sorry? Yeah, in each time frame, I'll show you in each time frame. Yeah, I'll show you. So,
okay.
So now you broke this structure here. If you remember where we were, so we've come from an uptrend. We've got a bit of a range here, but we're still breaking. Not killing any lows, not killing any highs, not crossing. Obviously, we might be wicking, but we're not crossing. So you could just think that's like you could say that is your range, because you've got this range candle here. That's your range. These are your lows, and look, none of it crosses like you know what I mean. Hammers out of it. Only wicked. So So now you've got this natural pullback from here, and you can see these candles are there as well, but you can see you've got a natural pullback. This is your last major around this area. This is your last major low. It's not, but it's carried on going, it's carried on going. And then when it's got a pullback here, you're expecting it to CTS, but obviously it doesn't CTS. It goes to there. It just ranges, messes about, retail candles, and then it breaks it down. So then you're thinking, right, we'll look for shorts. And then what happens then? We get retail, smart money jumps into the market, boom, it's gone. And obviously now we've broke structure back to the up. So you're going to wait for your pullback. This is going to be a low then from that, or you could use this low, but there's retail here. So either, it doesn't matter which one you use. It doesn't matter which low you use out of these. You're still going to get because you're looking at an area to get an institutional candle out. So it doesn't matter which low you use, unless as long as they're relatively close to each other. You're still going to get in that. You're still going to get that in the same area. So I've marked out this on the hourly, that black candle there, because it is the last. If you mark that to there, let me just move these old lines so you don't get confused here. So what happens here is that then we broke this structure here, and it's very strongly institutional candle in between the 61.8 and the 80% fib line. It's the last down candle in an up movement when it moves strongly, and it's the last up candle in a down movement when it moves strongly down, broke strongly down. And look how strong it's moved all the way through. There's not a single candle bearish there. So that's marks my POI up. That's in the
always use the last down candle, because I read often also it can be more candles.
Yeah, well, if you look, it's sometimes just say, let me try and find a little option for you. You know, if you've got like a really big move, you could have, just say, list one for instance, just say this is your institutional candle. Got one there. Yeah, and then, but in that area, just say in this fib area, just say in this fib area, just say this is your 60 to the 80. You've got that candle, but then also you've got a candle right next to it, or you've got a candle, you know, you've got another candle there. You know what I mean? So if it could all be an area, like, you know, it could all be an area, but sometimes if you can't find the candle in the hourly, you go down in time frames. And then when you go down in time frames, so if you found this on your hourly, if you went to the half an hour because you couldn't find a black candle, but it was just big massive wicks like this. If it was a black candle like this, then you in this area, then you will go down time frames to find another. But then when you drop down time frames, you'll get more candles in there. So you look for the best candle. But if there's two relatively close, you're gonna have two POI. You know what I mean? Same. Whereas my Ethereum earlier, I'll go over that in a minute. My Ethereum earlier, we had like a weird structure, and I had multiple POIs. So we had a structure like this, and then a little pullback like that. But there was tiny imbalances left in this bottom. There was tiny imbalances, very small imbalances left in this last leg, I think. And if you look back at my 1A, 2B and 3C legs, then you'll see like you have to fib both the waves if all the imbalance haven't been filled, if there's no imbalance in this wave, you can just fib this wave. If there's imbalance in both waves, you can fib both waves. So there were the tiniest imbalances, I think, and I had to do both of them. So that's why I ended up doing that one first. I got a candle out of that one, and then I did them both together, and I got another candle out of that one. And then I switched it to 4 hour and got another candle, a 4 hour institutional area. So, right, let's get back here. So now you've got your...
Is this actually recorded?
Is what, sorry?
Recorded?
It will be.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So,
yes, it's recorded on YouTube.
So,
great.
You've got this. This is your highest point so far in that. But while you're following trades as well, Marco, don't forget, while you're following trades as well, this would have been your high, but you still got that in the not 81, you know, the 60 to 81. But then you've got like, say if you, after this 2 candles, you might have called this your high, and you're not wrong to call it your high because you're getting 2 candles there and you're thinking, right, we're over. But a lot of the times you just get a pushback, another little push. So, but if you look, you're still in the 61 to the 80 because the area is still in that area, that candle. So it doesn't really matter if you move from there to there, as long as it's not like that, you know. If you move, if the price, you've got that as your high and the price moves up to there, obviously you're gonna have to reevaluate. But if the price doesn't move a mass amount, then you know you're still going to be in that same area. So this is, you've got this on your hourly POI, and you're waiting for price to come back. That has started a pullback, but you wouldn't call that a full pullback because it's only pulled back to the 30. You're going to wait for a decent pullback, anything below the 50, and I'm only looking for things in this area. There was a trade that worked the other day I went over with can't remember, someone in my group, and it had only come down and touched the 50 line, and we went over it like that. Even though obviously anything below the 50 is a discounted price, I still want to only want to spend my money in this area. So
below 50?
Pardon?
Below 50?
Below 50. Below 50 is discounted price, or in a down movement above 50. But the area you want to be focusing on really is this. You might miss some entries where it's just come to the 50 and then bounced off. But if you're sticking to the 61 to 80 rule, if you've got rules, try and stick to them. You know what I mean?
Sometimes people use the open.
What's that? Sorry.
People use the open to not miss trades.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I will look. I will look for some examples and we'll send you tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem.
Watching and studying a lot.
Yeah. So now this,
I need to find.
So now look. Now people have been taking trades in my group. People have been taking trades as soon as we get to this, and a lot of the times, no, I'm not even going to say a lot of times because it's just a bit misleading. This for me, this hourly, I have took trades from the hourly, but the trades I've took from the hourly, the candle's that big. That's why I've taken it, because it's literally, there's no stop loss, and then me entry there, my stop loss there. The only time I've took them and I've got examples. The only time I've took trades straight off the hourly is when the hourly candle is like that big, and then because there's no need to try and, why are you going to try and make that any smaller? You know what I mean? It's not, you don't need to. The hourly is the signal. So you're waiting for a reaction off the signal. As soon as it touches this, dropping down to a 15-minute time frame, 2 candles straight up. You've got a pull down here, and if you look at my pullback and breakout, for it to be a valid move, it has to be 2 continuous, one after the other. So if you get this is obviously a valid move. If you get this is a valid move. It has to be 2 candles as a pullback. Now this to me would be a valid move, a breakdown. Any 2 candles that are continuous, this to me is valid, even though it's come back up again, but that to me is valid. It might be small structure, but it's still valid. But when you get this, then this, you don't count it. Anything like what's not, you know, like this, just yellow, white, black, white. It's a range. It's range, and buyers and sellers are at the same. Look, they're all over. When it's white and black, white and black, white and black, buyers are all the same. You're just waiting for 2 continuous. Because it is a little pullback. So, and if you go down here, you can see again we've got 1, 2 before we hit. This is on the 10-minute. But obviously I've marked it on the 15-minute. But you can see you've got, if you just say you start from there, you're coming down, that's not a pullback because it's only 1 candle on its own, and we carried on moving down. Now this is a little pullback, even though it's not pulled back a lot. Then this has validated it, and then they've got another. So what you do when you get to this POI, you mark out your BOS line. This will be your last high put in before it hit the POI on the hourly. So then you're back on the 15 minutes. You're waiting for a break of structure on this line. You've got a complete break there. This as well, if you look very closely, even though we've got extra candles, if you look very closely, this one obviously is closed above it. Even though this is a bearish candle, it's nothing compared to the size of this candle, and it's closed above the BOS line. So you've got 2 candle closes above the BOS line. Not the strongest case if it comes straight back down from here, but what makes it stronger is the imbalance away. It's the imbalance up. That's what makes it stronger. So
don't look lower than 10 minutes.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Do you know, if I can't find an institutional candle when I'm on the hourly, if I can't find an institutional candle that's valid on the hourly time frame, I'll drop to 45 or 30 or 15. But if it's a lot of the times, if it's not clear, just skip the trade. There's always another chance. I'll move on to it next. But then if I'm on the 15-minute and I can't find an institutional candle, I'll drop down to the 10 minutes, or I'll drop down to the 5 minutes. So minutes still.
Scopes, can I ask, the institutional candles, are they always black for an upward movement and white for a downward movement?
I've got mine black and white, mate. I've got mine, my bars in black and white. Obviously the black bars represent red bars on my chart.
Yeah.
The white chart. So obviously the institutional candle is always the opposite candle. So in the up movement, it's say in the green's an up movement, it would be a red candle. In the down movement, it'd be a green candle. Just same as order blocks. Last up.
I kind of understand your color coding, but the institutional candle, is it different from the smart money candles?
Is it what? Sorry.
Is it different from the smart money candles?
These?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, you can get your institutional candles without having these on. I don't even normally have these on.
Okay.
They don't. You can see everything you need to just buy that. You know what I mean?
Right. Cool.
So the breaker structure now, the 15 minutes.
How are you finding that institutional candle, the one that you've got there?
Right, I'll show you. That's what I'm doing. I'm about to go over now.
Oh, sorry.
Before you rudely interrupted. So what I'm doing then is I'm fibbing the area because we've still got little imbalance in this. We've had imbalances in them all the way up. We've had imbalance here. We've got imbalance all the way up this leg. This, if I drop now down to 10, you'll see I got 2 candles here in the 61 to 80. See that you can have multiple candles in the 61 to 80. So what happens here is if you, this is what I was on about earlier, Marco, when you drop down time frames, this is now on the 10 minutes, to try and find, oops, I'm pretty useless at this. So I'll just take this off now. You know this is, you know me fib. It just does my head in seeing all these lines when I'm trying to show. So you know these candles in the 60. This is in the 61 to 80. So what we're saying is that is a 10-minute one. But if you're on the 15-minute chart, you're just trying to find a better candle. So if you look here, this is on the 15 minutes. I have to put this on again now. The last down is this one. The last down is this one. It would have worked off this, but because of this liquidity here, down here, I don't want to, you know, I want to have a look, because when you see any wicks like this, if you look down into a lower time frame, and you can confirm it on the hourly as well. When you're doing it on the hourly, you drop down to like half an hour. When you find your institutional candle on the hourly or the 15 minutes, you can drop down onto your half an hour just to check if that candle, you mark it out on the hourly, drop down to the half an hour and check whatever else is in that candle. But obviously this is the full area I've done. I've dropped down. That is my normal candle. That is the 15-minute one. I'll just delete that for a second. I'll drop down to the 10 minutes. And because on the 15 minutes, we had a big wick down. So what I did was drop down to the 10 minutes just to confirm what it looked like in the 10 minutes. And then if I didn't see anything different, then I would have looked in the 5 minutes. But because of this wick was down, and they only had this candle on the 15 minutes, I wanted to check further if there was anything else. So I dropped down to the 10-minute time frame and I found this spot. So I put both of these candles in, just for an actual area, because if you look, half of this one was the 15 minutes up to there. It would have been viable, but I seen a big wick down there. And what normally happens is if I didn't go down time frame, you normally see when there's like a big wick like this is an example here, when you see something come down in a wick and then push back up. So now you've seen this wick now has left a bit of liquidity. So now this has come down and took this liquidity. You know, this candle, this wick, this has took this liquidity. I know it seems minute, but that's what happens with the wicks. It's just taking liquidity. So if you've got a big wick down, so whereas on the 15 minutes I had a wick from here all the way down to here, and I wanted to test it. I wanted to, you know, have a look at it on a different time frame. So I dropped to 10 minutes and I got that. So then obviously you limit order from that just above the 30. Oh, just above 30. You wicked into it. Targeting after you're getting your entry. You can go back to the hourly. Target recent structure. Or you could target higher if you want, but I think recent structure is probably the safest option.
Can I ask a question, Scope?
What's that, sorry?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, mate.
The double confirmation, is that when it's broken the boss on the lower time frame, the boss 15?
Yeah. So
you could go off the 1 hour, but actually you get more confirmation if you see a break structure.
Yeah,
on
but
the 15.
But what you don't understand, what people are not understanding, is the reason you've got the breaker structure, the double
Yeah.
confirmation.
Yeah.
The reason you've got the double confirmation is because this, if you look at the POI 1 hour, this is your cornerstone for this trade to work. This is like your actual grounds. What reason has, if you didn't have this POI,
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be looking at that area, would you?
What reason? You need a reason to take a trade here. If you didn't know about this POI or that POI or anything, you're not just going to wait for something. Right, I tell you what, I'll just put a trade in. If it's below 50, I'll put a trade in. Oh, I've lost one. I'll tell you what, if it's in this area, I'll put a trade in. You look at your size of your stop loss. It's you need a reason for the trade to work. So that's why you've got a POI. And then you need, this is the reason, this 1 hour. And then obviously this is confirming that reason is valid. So what happens is, the reason you go for the 15-minute breaker structure is because when this pulls back and it hits this POI, that as soon as it touches this, that is a chance for it to go. This is just a signal. This is a signal to you, like, yeah, we might bounce up now. But what now will confirm this to work is a low time frame breaker structure to show that this has, after this move, this now is going to be more than likely the lowest point on the hourly. So now on the hourly, because we're in the 61.8, we've had a perfect retracement, not straight away because it does loads of messing about, but we've had a retracement into this area, which obviously you know all about your pullbacks and that. You've got this, and when you're looking for pullbacks, you're looking for pullbacks in anywhere below the 50 area. But obviously in my case, we're looking for a pullback to an institutional candle. So this is the reason. This is the confirmation. The breaker structure line is showing me this pullback is now over. We've shifted. And that's it. Is
there any other confirmations then? If that's a signal and that's your confirmation, is there another confirmation after that?
Not really. Just
okay,
that's where I've been putting. And as well, if you're just putting your longs in off of an hourly, you've got no confirmation when even if you get it there, just say you've put you know what I mean, and you've
and
got
a big stop loss as well.
You've got a big. It don't look that big on here, but it is, especially if you're using leverage. That's why I try and get low. I try and get. It gives you a better R&R and it gives you a smaller stop loss. And when you're using leverage, you need it. And that's why people go on about, are you blowing your accounts or you're not making progress? It's a good way to lose your money. It's not if you're careful and you use your brains. So that you don't know when that hits that, you think, perfect, great. We've retraced to an institutional candle. It's hit it. I'm taking this trade. You don't know if that's just gonna, like this. Say if this was this here. Just say this was a POI on the hourly. It might as well. It very well could be. Look. So if you're jumping in to just say that's your POI on the sell, if you're jumping into that trade, you have not got a clue from this point. This is a reason for it to go down because it's hit. It's retraced all the way up into 61.8 to 80. It's hit it, and we've had a nice reaction off it. But you've got no clue at all if that's going to continue down at all, because then what happens is, you see this here, it pulls back to nothing, and then goes back up. So you would be 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail. Well, I won't say 9 times out of 10, but you're going to fail so many times if you just go on the POI, the high time frame. So obviously that's the reason. Breaker structure to the down. That's your confirmation that this reason will work. So then obviously targeting recent structure, like I said before. I mean, they don't look massive moves to 06. You can go further if you want. You can go onto the 4 hour and look at the 4 hour, but what a lot of the times you'll see is the 4 hour and the hourly are kind of nearly the same. Structure wise, not completely the same, but they are structure wise. And as you can see, we smash it. But yeah, look, every time, look, that's now. You see this pullback here for Marco. This is a choice for him. You see this, and you see 1, 2 all at once. But you see this one, you get a push up. You get one candle, then a bullish, then you get a bearish, then you get a bullish. This is not any kind. No, there's nothing. This is more than likely. This will be like a key level. You know, a buy to sell area. So you could
busy.
You could have that marked out as in future, not marked out all the way up here, but you could have it like that, so you know that something's happened here. But we've come up, we've seen 1, 2, we've seen multiple candles showing that this then will be the continue the structure.
That boss line there, that 1 hour break structure.
That was sorry.
The boss line there, the you've got it after the candles. What was it? 1, 2, 3. There's about 4 black candles coming downwards.
These?
No, at the top.
At the top, yeah.
Yeah. You've got that boss line there. Wouldn't you put it a bit higher up?
What, this?
Yeah.
No.
Onto the third candle, the third black candle.
What, that?
Yeah.
No, why?
Isn't that a valid pullback? Oh, because it's gone back up, hasn't it? Yeah. No, forget me. Ignore me. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
You're just waiting. That what you're waiting for is you're waiting for all these black candles. Then you're waiting for 1, 2, or you're waiting for 4 or 5 or 6, or you're waiting for
how many up candles?
It's 2 normally to show you that this then could be valid.
That's
valid.
Yeah.
You know, this pullback
confused.
could be over. Yeah. So that's what I always count as 1, 2, or 3, or if the little candles like this, these dojis or pin bars, I don't really trust them. Saying decisions and stuff like that. So I'm trusting like bullish candles. Obviously, if I see like this, if I see them in these structures like this, I'll trust it as look. That's going to be that should be the lowest point. So then I know I'm safe with that. Okay. Or you're never safe, but you're there or thereabouts. And then obviously you're just waiting for breaks.
Scope, one question. You're not using alerts?
Yeah, I use alerts.
Because you said, okay, when you have the POI for 1 hour, you wait for the confirmation.
Yeah.
How are you doing then that with alerts? Because I can understand you can set an alert for POI 1 hour.
Look at my screen. So when I just right, let's start again. We've got to break a structure. When we break this structure and we start pulling back, when I see this pullback, then I'll mark this out. Yeah? So then what I do is I go over to here, I just press that, and I just press add alert. And then that'll automatically add an alert and it'll come to my phone every time because I'm out of the house constantly. Well, I'm not out of the house constantly, but I'm out of the house a lot of times. So this here will give me an alert. So next time I get an alert, that means my POI on the hourly when I'm out in day. So then after I've got this alert, then what I do is just remove that for a second. Just pull that back for a second. So I've got my alert. I've set my alert here because I've got this marked out and I'm seeing these movements. So I'll just mark this out as my POI and I set alert just above it there like that. So then I get an alert. I've set this out already. This sometimes a lot of my trades I put this here for when I'm out. When I get an alert, I know I'm looking for a long. When I was analysing this chart and I set that alert, I was looking at long in the market. So then when I get this alert from here, then I'll drop down to the 15 minutes. Literally, this is exactly my process. I've got the alert here. So then I'll load my phone up, then drop it to the 15-minute time frame, look at recent structure. I don't always draw it out like that. Like, oh no. Where's it gone? That anyway, that trade thing's gone. So I don't always mark this out like this. You can just see it with your eyes. So then what I do is, after it's hit this, I mark this out. And then what I do then is do this now. I had a little button for this.
Put an alert on that boss line.
Yeah, I put an alert. How do I do it?
You right click it?
I've just right clicked it. That's what
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I'll put an alert on this line anyway.
Yeah.
I have to do it now. On your phone, you just hold it. On your phone, you just hold it. This one, I used to right click it.
Yeah, normally normally just right click on the lines, don't you, in TradingView?
Yeah, just
Unless that's just.
no. I always right click on them. Well, anyway,
Well,
that's what I do anyway. I set an alert on this BOS line, Marco. Got my alert here. It's hit POI. I know I'm looking for longs, so then what I do is drop down to 15 minutes, mark a little bit of structure out, mark my BOS line, try and set an alert on this. I think that's puzzled me that. So then I'll just turn my phone off. Then when I get another alert for BOS, I'll sit and watch it for a few minutes, or I'll just keep checking it every like a couple of minutes. Or for the what do you call it? For the pullback to start. When I think the pullback's about to start, that's when I find my POI. If I get this and then I get 2 candles or something, I'll fib from there to there, find the POI, fib that, set my limit order there, and then bang, Bob's your uncle. Stop loss just below.
Scopes. I think that's kind of funny because I right clicked on my line to try and do that neat trick. That neat trick. Well, you've got a neat trick where you right click on the line and you can add the label.
What template?
Templates. It's your templates. That's what you're doing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So when I right click on my line, I can set an alert.
Yeah, but I can set an alert. Yeah, mine was just doing it a minute ago. I don't know why it's not doing it now. Yes.
Try a blank one.
I don't know why it's not doing it, to be fair, because it's always done it.
Because you're on in replay?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, cheers, guy. Cheers, man. What an idiot. Yeah, so that's what I do anyway. I set an alert on this line. I don't know why I'm still right clicking it. I set alert on this line after I've set alert from here. Set alert on this BOS line. When I get that alert, watching the market, and then I'll as soon as I get that alert, I'll watch. I'll just keep like every so often flicking it on and off, checking it. And then when I think it's going to pull back, when I see like 2 candles like this, bang bang. As soon as I would have seen them 2 candles, I would have fibbed from there to there, found this institutional area, set a limit order there, stop loss just below. I did get in one earlier, and I forgot I'd done it, an atom one. And I forgot. I literally forgot I'd set that alert, and put me in trade. I don't know if it's lost or what. I haven't even checked it. I was
going to ask a...
Yeah. Hello? Hello? Someone there? Can anyone hear anyone speaking?
No,
Yeah,
I can't hear him.
Someone just asked. Yeah, someone was trying to ask a question. I heard him say, "Can I ask
you hear
a
me or
question?"
not?
Yeah, I can just about, mate.
Okay. Might be really quiet for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be my. That's what settings. The stop losses work okay with. So when you place a limit order, you place a limit order with a stop, and that because sometimes the wicks are so quick.
Yeah,
You
I know.
Any issues where stops don't get placed?
I'll tell you what I did do. I'll tell you what I've done before. I found multiple POIs, as I was speaking about earlier, and one trade opened, and the other ones didn't. If it was just the wick was so quick through all my trade, they were like two, like they weren't miles away from each other, but they weren't too close. They weren't like right next to each other. But the wick, it just got me in one trade, kicked me out, and didn't open the other one, and then it went in the direction after it hit my second POI. So it kind of peed me off, to be fair. But I don't really normally get any. I don't normally get any problems, to be fair.
I looked at that 8 cap exchange as well.
Yeah.
It said there's like 2 different options. There's like raw and standard, and one said raw spreads from 0.0 pips with a 3.50 commission, and the standard is 1. I don't really know about pips, to be honest. I don't really get involved with that. But
to be fair, I'm not. I've mainly traded crypto. I've got an 8 cap account.
Get them in apples, don't you?
What's that? Sorry. Oh yeah.
Pips.
Funny. You're gonna trade them like it. So if the wicks are bigger than the body, the wicks, the body has to be more than 30% of the candle. It can't be. You can't really have wicks in that because that's not showing any kind of like strength. You don't know what crack is there because it's obviously an indecision. So what you do then is you drop down into your time frames and you find, reevaluate. And this was the strongest candle I found. It was in the 15-minute. So what I did is I had the hourly marked out, and I marked this one out as well, because if you look, this was a nice strong candle compared to the 30 minutes. Oh, don't say I've lost it. Oh yeah, compared to the 30 minutes and compared to the hour. So you can drop down in your time frames, but I kept my crap candle. I kept it marked up, and this was my smaller time frame candle, just so I could find something a bit more solid to trade from, kind of thing. And obviously, it made it a bit smaller, but stop losses. You would have to. You'd have to put it all the candle in, just for if you were going to trade that, just for your stop losses. So
that's kind of my bread and butter. That's what I really like.
I did here is
starting last year. What was your highest draft that you ever had?
You see, this is
I think it was
that
like
smaller candle
I
time frame.
YouTube channel. I have a terrible memory,
straight through it. But this is your hourly candle. But you can see it didn't do it. It didn't damage the full hourly candle. So that's why I keep this marked. But obviously, try and mark a strong candle out.
And everybody, we're in Discord chatting.
Then
with
I've marked structure like this,
straight down.
He's going
to share his screen in Discord with us.
Straight down, but this really all you're caring about is
I've just been
your hourly POI. You're only caring about the last one. You don't need to mark every single structure out on this.
Just been whipped into this atom
you only
trade,
need to mark out your last high, or you only need to mark out your breaker structure. That's just the ins and outs of it. We also add a breaker structure on the hourly to the down. That's why this is here. This is my hourly POI sell. So this could potentially be a target, or this highs. So then what I've done is marked out my BOS. Now we're in the 15 minutes. Back. This is my hourly. Got that. Marked it out. Price has come back down. It's touched it. Dropped then to the 15 minutes. I've looked at structure. This was the last high. I've marked it out as a breaker structure on the 15 minutes to show now that we're going to switch if we break that If we don't break it, this then doesn't have much relevance to me. I'm looking for a breaker structure. That's what I'm looking for. I very rarely jump in on the high time frame POIs. So then obviously we're just waiting then for a break of that structure. It's taking its time. We have a nice solid break. We have, because we had this breakdown here, the break went up to our area for the sell. Obviously went straight through it. Come back down. So when you've seen this, it's hit this area. This is like your selling area. Obviously, because we've had the break from the down. Could have took a minor short here if you wanted, or if you wanted to try and get a short from here. Then I fibbed when I'm seeing this pullback. Fibbed, I think it was all this. This was my last candle. This 15-minute breakout. This was my last up candle, 61.8 to 80%. Marked it out. It's a small candle. It only looks big because I've zoomed in, but if you zoom out, see how small it is. You can enter with a small candle just above, because it's a small candle anywhere really, but if you enter just above, stop loss just below. I mean, that's a small stop loss. You then wait for price to come down. See the wick, touched, picked orders, flew off. Reason why this is so strong, look at the smart money that's in the market. It's just absolutely flew up. Look at size of imbalance. Imbalance. This one was massive from this area. So you have a good, you've got a good grounds for this. Feel strong, even though it's not a big candle on its own, this institutional, it's still relevant because of the imbalance straight after it. And if you look back on my course, you'll see when it says about an institutional candle, you'll see after an institutional candle, there's normally an imbalance. And then if you look further on in the course, you judge the power of the imbalance by the size of it. The bigger the imbalance, the more power that area has got. So as you can see, wicks you in, gets you in, and you can drop back to the hourly limit order here, so with your set your stops at the same time. Target recent structure. Just flew straight through. The reason when you're targeting highs, your most recent, not your most recent high, because obviously that would have been here. But the reason you don't hold it, you could go and try and hold it to this 4 hour. But if you look at a lot of my trades now, I'm trying not to hold them very long. I try and just target. These are all real trades. I try and just target. If you look here, I've got wicked in there. I'm just targeting these highs. A lot of my trades, I'm targeting like this particular trade. This was targeting a selling area. I'm not trying to hold all the way through it. In fact, this one, sorry, I did hold through it, and I ended up getting stopped out here. Sorry, tell a lie. I got stopped out here because I looked at the 15-minute and I found this. But if you look at most of my trades, I'm just aiming for recent structure. I mean, the risk to rewards 11. You're still getting decent sized trades. If you look further back, I've holded trades for ages. But yeah, now I just try and target most recent structures or easy structures to reach, easy targets to reach. This one's not a trade, by the way. This one was I was just like looking at something. Because looking at trying other ways.
Scopes, the last trade you showed with the big imbalance, and then there was a doji that wicked into your entry.
Yeah.
Does the wick close the imbalance, or does it have to be a candle?
It close as long as price has gone in and touched this imbalance, it's done. As long as price has retraced through to the imbalance, the imbalance is done. Then it only needs to get filled. The reason you'll know this is because watch it. Not now. I'll show you this. The reason you know this is because if I can find one for you, see these. These are my imbalances. As soon as price comes in and fills them, they disappear. This is only coming. But as soon as price comes in and fills, they disappear.
Right.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Where were it? That imbalance now. This. No. Well,
yeah, that was one. I think it was on 15.
this one. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it's literally closed. It's completely filled it because there's your last point to it. It's completely closed.
Right. Great. Yeah, thanks.
Right. Yeah, so my most recent this is why I'm trying to yeah, what I was going to say, sorry, I'm lost it. So what I was just testing out here is pullback, a pullback towards the 50. It didn't go below the 50, but towards the 50. And I was waiting for like breaks of structure and stuff like that. Just like little small ones on here. And this was an institutional candle I saw targeting highs and worked. I didn't take this trade, but I was just messing about. As you can see, this is what I was thinking. I can't remember what I was just messing about what this one was. And I think I was waiting for a break of that little. I was just testing something, and then I fibbed that from your IC, that one my IC, and I was just messing about. But my most recent action on Ethereum is here. Last night I put this in my. Oh, there it is. Look, I can set alerts on it. Look. Alerts. So I put a thing in my group yesterday saying about this here. I also use this I also use this high time frame liquidity, and this marks out your 4-hour and your daily liquidity. Daily being golden, 4-hour being purple being 4-hour. So I didn't have this on. Just flicked it on to have a look at it. But when I set this up yesterday, this chart, I was here, and I thought, I flicked that thing on, and there was some liquidity here. But I had all these areas marked out. This third one, I had just these two at first, and I seen liquidity in the middle there. So I did write in that I don't think this is going to hold like I thought it would. I originally said this one, but when it's hit this one, it has had a reaction. But a couple of people, I know one person took this trade. The reason, this is why I'm trying to stress, you don't take they can work if you take the trades on here. Well, this is what I'm trying to stress is I don't want people to be thinking, right, just because I've put this POI here, that means take that trade. Don't take the trade. You can if you want, but this was my BOS line. This was the breaker structure line. This was the last high before we touched this, and it's quite clear to see there's an imbalance there. It's a very strong move down, but move that across. Yeah. But as you can see, when we hit it, I was waiting then for price to break that to then get an institutional candle and probably find an entry probably around here somewhere for a buy. But obviously we didn't get it. And someone took this trade. Not this first one, they cancelled it because they read my message straight away when I said that it wouldn't hold. But they've took this trade and obviously it's gone up. And yeah, we've got no confirmation. That's why I always try and look for confirmation. It saves you from stuff like this happening. Entering on the big candle. I mean, we touched it again here. We had another reaction, but we never obviously we never got anywhere near this. So for me, this, when I hit any of these areas, obviously this one it bounced straight through. I thought it would. My mistake for putting it on my first chart, but anytime it hits one of these, this is just the reason. That then breaking that, that's the confirmation. So now you can see I've got an alert on this trend line. That's because we hit this and I haven't been on it since and checked it since. I had an alert, but you could see when it hits these areas, you get reactions off every single one. Well, not everyone, but most. You get reactions off it. You know, you can see with the wicks you've got obviously there's orders waiting, or that, you know, something's happening there. So you know that there's, but just because you see these wicks and you think it's a look like this one here, just because you see these wicks and a big candle here doesn't mean this is going to work. What makes it work is when you get a breaker structure and then you get your other IC candle and then you go and then you get your, you know, you get your confirmation POI. That's mostly what's going to make it work. This, I have took trades on these hourlies, but just because you see wicks, don't think nothing of it. That you need another break to confirm the moves over. And obviously, guess what? You don't have that breaker structure. You come up, and guess what? You think it's going to do it again because you've had another thing. So you've still got faith in that trade. If you was in this hourly, it goes up again. It's not broke any structures, and boom, off you go again. Gone. So yeah,
it looks like your charting's like it's charting out a lot of like long possibilities that don't play out. But after that FOMC dump, is there a way to relook at that price action for short entries?
Yeah, well, for the short entries, it's kind of more higher because you're getting all these moves down. Look, this is why I've got this this was a high, I mean a low, sorry, from a high. But obviously all these, if you look at some of my trades, some of these where I've jumped in, I've come way after and we've already broken structure back to the down. But obviously I don't look at my charts every single minute a day. So, or, you know, some days I could be out for like 10 hours and loads of structure can come. But obviously a lot of these still have relevance. I mean, look how long that one is. Broke structure. Look how long this one played. And I don't mind waiting a long time if you're getting decent trades. But for the most recent action, we've got your breaker structure here and we've got imbalances here. But until these aren't, you're not getting big pullbacks here. You haven't had a big pullback. If you fib each wave, I'll show you on that GBP in a minute. I was just talking about it to someone else. If you fib these waves, you're not getting what. If you look at me, remember my course when I talked about discount and premium. There's no. It's pulled back to 30 from this low. There's nothing. Every single wave does it. So then that's pulled back to 30. So then you start getting a drop here. So then you fib that one. That's only pulled to 30. It's just the news. The news doesn't respect anything. So then you've got that's pulled back to 30. It's come down a bit and it's tried coming back up. It's not. So then you fib that one. That's only pulled back just to, it's not pulled back into anything. Look at all these imbalances. All these imbalances are still left. So I'm the way I think is if they're getting filled and I've got these below, I'm waiting for reactions off of one of these. I know that's a 15-minute one, but you know what I'm saying. So while I'm seeing all these imbalances here, and we've been, to be fair, if you look, I'm in wrong time frame here, but if you look, the reason I'm holding on for that is I know it looks a bit daft, my chart. I know it looks a bit messy, but it's just because I'm showing people. I don't normally have my charts. Don't delete. Oh no, just. But if you look for so long, look at the run we've had. I've got all these all still marked up. These are all still my marks up.
Right.
You know, from previous action. But obviously that's because we're in a massive run. This is your break of structure from the 4 hour. Obviously, downtrend doesn't stop until it breaks this structure or this one. Well, it's this one. That's it. Your downtrend's not stopping until it's broken that most recent high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I've still got all these, because that is a big full up movement, and we've not even filled any of that stuff. You know, we've created already. Maybe this one we have. That's why all these are still here. I mean, there is downside, but if you're not getting retracements, how can you trade it? You know what I mean? There's no point just going in on nothing. You know, I won't jump in on any trade what's not pulled back enough, or it's not give me a decent enough price to buy or sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's the same with this as well. Ash Taylor was just on about it, said it to me earlier. But I said, what am I on here? 1 hour. This is GBP USD. Obviously, he trades Forex, so I look through Forex. This works well on Forex. This track. But what I said, what I've been showing him. This. Just looking like this. And I had this down as a POI. It's straight through it, but every single market's done that today. You know what I mean? Every single market has flown straight down like that today. So, well, I don't know if everyone has, because I don't follow everyone, but the ones I do follow have. So, what I did was, I said, well, that would have been a good shot, but then zoomed out, looked where we've come from. Look at the movement we've come from here all the way up to here. So look at size of imbalances left. Some prices got. That's why I leave them. That's why on my Ethereum and that I leave them on. But look at the size of that one needs to come back to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I leave them. But normally, what I do, these I've only just put these on today. These, so I'm not saying that I do it, but these always get left like that. So then when I load a chart up and I'm looking, I look, zoom out, I see that there's boxes here not being touched. Back out, and you know what I mean. And a lot of the times, I do it on Ethereum and Bitcoin and that, and I get reactions off them. So it don't matter how long the
GBP, like it hit a historic low with the mini budget.
Yeah.
So you saying that the smart money strategy doesn't work so well when there's a huge news event?
The huge what? Sorry.
News event.
No, I mean news don't respect anything.
Right.
It does it really. It don't respect. You know, I mean, you could have a resistance zone that's hold up 3 million times, and news could come out and blast straight through it. Do you know what I mean? It just news doesn't respect any strat. Don't respect anything. You know what I mean? Does what it wants. You know, every time you get news, well, you know, obviously I think every market's wild when you get some news. So,
Good. It's Ash. I'm back again.
All right, yeah.
You're right. So obviously there's different smart money concepts. So do you think that drop then on GBP USD hit an order block? Because it looks like a double top type of thing. It looks like it hit the same region more or less. So there must have been some sort of bearish order block there.
Yeah.
Guessing.
Yeah.
What that doesn't necessarily fit in with the same.
What, from back here? You mean from further back?
Maybe, yeah. Or
well, I checked it earlier. It's not hit nothing. It's in middle of some price action. Look, it's not. Right, okay. It's not hit nothing. It's in.
I was just thinking because it hit the double top, just like it hit the hourly.
Yeah,
came all the way back down, then traced exactly back to that point, and then aggressively.
But what I did do, the reason I said when we were talking earlier in my group, the reason I said it's not hit nothing is because I fibbed. This is why this fib's still here. To be fair, I fibbed this full drop, and I thought I wonder if there's out in here. You know, like smart money move. I know it's a long time, but I wonder if there's out in here. And obviously on the 4 hour, that's all I could find. On the 4 hour, that's all I could find. It's not touched that. It's just. Right. It looks like it's just literally gone into the middle of this, and obviously it would be an imbalance, wouldn't it? I'd say, yeah, it's an imbalance. So obviously it's gone into the middle of here, but that's obviously.
So it's fantastic. The trees with this as trading strategy.
What's that? Sorry, you sound like you're 3 miles away from your mic.
Someone's got David's video on in the background, I think.
All right.
Yeah, somebody with my video on. I just muted them.
Oh, sorry. I thought someone. It sounded like someone were miles away from Mike asking me a question. Yeah. So
Scopes, has this like superseded your? You know, a few weeks ago you did the you showed us the strategies with like just the order blocks with, and you were using
this one.
You were using the MACD and the RSI. Is that?
Oh no. Sorry. I do have that on my chart still. I just don't ever use it really.
Just not, but you use that for other strategies, but you don't.
I don't really need to use it for here, but look, if I double click, I've got it here. Look.
Yeah.
That's if I click. And what then? Obviously, these are confirms. Don't really use them in this, but this is your RSI. Which is all one color. I use it sometimes. But to me, it just if I ever click it on, if I do this, say if I'm looking at a trade, this order block here, this POI here. So when we've got to this POI, I look here, I look at it. This is if I was using it now, I'd look at that because we've come into there, and I'd look at the momentum coming back up, and it looks like it'll flip. You can never obviously take out off of these, but I mean, and people say RSIs and that are no good, but it's if you wanted to use it as confluence like it used to in the old strats, it is. So now we're oversold as well. We're in a buying area. Momentum, the momentum's going back to the up. It's not flipped yet. We're oversold. We're in an institutional buy area. That's just like, it's just an extra on my other strats on these. When I was doing these, I was using it all the time, but I don't really use it now. But every now and again I'll flick it on, just see where we are. Just do that. It's just that simple. You know, when you mark your areas out, just double click. All right, we're oversold. It's like we're gonna flip, or we just have flipped. Just little things like that, but I don't really use them in this one.
Random question, Scopes. Do you prefer MACD to awesome oscillator?
I've always only just used MACD. I've had to go on all sorts of different stuff, but I think this one, the way I've got it set up, it's got it like all one color. Whereas you have this one, you have this green, and then you have this lighter shade of green to show it pull back. I don't have it like to show that. Look at it.
Right.
So what I do with it is that area to that area, the lowest point. What I mark out, that's my lowest point in that area, because you know when price can do all this noise here. So what I do then is I see that's that's the beginning of my down movement there, and that's the end of it. So what I do is I go back to this bit, and then I just look along. I find the lowest point. It's not always that. What's the lowest point? Sometimes it's here. Sometimes it's right up here, and that's your lowest point. But that's what I mark out as. Just confirms that that is actually the low. That's how I use that. To be fair, I don't really use it much in this strat.
I've been keeping an eye on Market Cipher just to see how it tallies up with what we're doing, and it's
with what?
It's interesting. I've been keeping an eye on Market Cipher, to see how your strategy tallies up.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what's mad. Look at this ICT 4 a.m. just put it on. Look at now if I go to. I go back where my loading up, where it is. Had it on a chart. This ICT SM trades 4 a.m. just put it everywhere. I've got like POIs. These are in them. I don't know the indicator. All these are in them. Got a sell zone here, but I already had that marked out. Yeah. All these areas are my sell zones. So I've got these marked out, and this indicator 4M's just put it in group, and it's just marks out all my buy areas. It just marks out. I don't know why. It's just crazy. I load it up. I thought, what the hell's going off here? It looks like I've copied this indicator to be. I am. I don't know how it works, to be fair. Fair value gaps, long trades, short trades. I don't really use much indicator. I think David's going to have a mess about with this one. I think it's all right, to be fair. Let's see. Right, so what I've done here is I've moved all these. This is a channel I've got on, what I put on before, with all the stuff in it. But now, as you can see, I can't even scroll up to all the main stuff, what I need. There's that many comments in it. I did say it when that we're opening this channel to people, was I'm not to comment in it, but there's millions of comments in it. So I've now switched all. Well, I'm starting to switch all the. Sorry about this. I've started to switch all these PDFs and stuff. I have started to switch, and these explanations, all these PDFs and that. I've tried cancelling all these trades out. I've just tried putting all the normal information, and I'm putting it all just in one channel, and then I'm just going to leave it just like that. When it's all complete, that's going to be. I'll open it then, and then you can just go in and you can just find it easily without having to scroll through all chat and everything. It's just got super busy in my channel, and can't really find anything rammed. So yeah, that's about all I have. But like I say, obviously this one was my fail. I haven't really took any trades this week. I've took one on Atom. I don't know if I lost it or not. Let's just have a check. I've probably lost at markets. I set a limit order up last night. I've lost it yet. it had a good reaction. Start off with 1 hour POI breaker structure, and but yeah, that's about all for me today. So just for whoever's watching
on your
Mark.
very honest atom trade that failed.
Pardon?
Just on the atom trade that you just showed that failed.
Yeah.
How big was the move before it turned on you?
I think it got up to something like 60%.
Wow.
I think, I'm not sure. Not 60% in this, obviously. 1%, 1.16%. It just wicked in. I don't normally trade these, but what I did, yeah, look, it just literally wicked in, bounced out. Risk to reward with 4.4. You're not going to catch that. You're not going to catch top.
Huh.
I was just aiming for.
Yeah, for a lot of people, that would be a decent trade.
Yeah, for me, I like big trade. I like these big R&Rs. I'm not really. Well, I know people say race. So what I did last night, as I just looked at all the, started going through my list and looking at coins. What I marked. These coins, I don't know why I've got this many coins on my watch list. It's just, I think it's every coin on ByBit. Coin that ByBit did. Marked some, went down and I look at some.
So do you often trade outside the top 10 of crypto?
Not really. I used to absolutely like all different coins. That's when I had my bots running, and that I don't really just focus on main coins, and I'll have odd one. What's a different coin? What I've got to trade on. But most of my trades are. I did use Sol a lot as well, but.
Yeah, that was last year, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So anyway, that's about me. But the just for anyone who's watching, who's thinking these POIs and that, good idea to buy off. Yeah, they might do. Like this one's touched it and it's bounced all the way up. Got an absolute beast of a trade there. If you would have held, if you would have done that and held it at 6 there, if you waited for black, not wait. Just wait for your confirmation. So confirmation being hitting your hourly POI, marking out your structure. When you get a breaker structure, mark out your 15-minute and see when you touch your 15-minute, you normally go. So just literally double confirm them. It's the safest option. Not always going to win, and you won't win them all, but the safest option. Double confirm. Order block. Don't be shouting at me if you keep joining in on these and they keep having a reaction. You think and all of a sudden they just back through. No, to look for your double confirmation. Strongest chance you've got of any trade winning. And I think that's about all I've got. Unless anyone's got any questions, I'll just check the chat. Right, Johnny, just a quick one. Well, I don't. I have got some on. Hoping David will make me an indicator what I can just trade off and use. Indicators I've got on is I can see them already. I can see my. I can see. Look, just makes it easy for me. Like this, these yellow marks here. This is an imbalance finder. Imbalances, I don't like them. Come all the way out like that. I don't like them to come all the way out and then get smaller when keep hitting. I'm not into that. I like this here, just this little side of my thing. High time frame liquidity. I'd flick that on every now and again. So what I do with this is, I forget who this is by, but if you just type in HTF liquidity, you'll find it. And you can also put in your daily, your weekly, your monthly, your 1 hour and your hourly. I just use the 4 hour and the daily. So what happens with this is, a lot of the times, and works quite often, is when markets are in these thin grey lines, are liquidity that's already been taken. These ones is new liquidity that needs to be taken. What normally happens with these, most of the time you'll try and aim for daily liquidity. So I'd like to be aiming for that. And if you notice, obviously there'll always be the bottoms of the swings, and I always have something on them, BOS or yes. What happens is they normally take the daily before they move in any direction, or they try and aim for some type of liquidity. But a lot of the times it's daily that year for it to hit. My next indicator is this one, what everyone's seen. It shows where the market is, where the moves are.
That one that you've made yourself?
No, this is one I took a course a while back. Come for no. It's just compares your candles, the sizes of your candles, and a lot of them are 3 patterns. So I think it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but does vector reality, trader reality, does that give the same result?
Does it?
I don't know. I think so.
I don't think it does, because
okay.
no, it doesn't, mate. It doesn't. I've checked. Somebody said that we're using PVSR candles, and they're not. They're actually not. They look like.
Yeah, actually, looking at it, you got all these triples. I don't think I see that on vector reality.
Yeah, I think the triples are showing like smart money moves, like for the imbalances. I'm not. To be fair, I'm not too sure. I'd have to back over.
Yeah. Okay.
They just kind of confirms moves that, when moves are kind of done or finished. Do you know what I mean? When the dips and done.
But that's not like a public indicator, is it?
No, I took a course on this. I took a course, sorry, and I got this on it. I got this smart money course, and I got this for free. And I used to use this. I've been using this since God knows, but this higher high and lower low, I told everybody about it, or raving on about it, saying slice pattern. It is a good indicator to get used to. Get used to structure if you're not used to it. But now I don't really use it. No, I mean, I mark most of my stuff out myself. Find where it marks wrong. See, these ranges marks these ranges out like I don't like ranges being marked out. So if I ever see a range, I'll just box I get my eyes. Yeah, it marks ranges, and I don't like ranges. I just mark the areas. I mark the signals from the range. And that's only the indicators I really use. I think. Is any more on here? No, that's it. That's only what I use. That's it. So nothing major. Most of this, well, pretty much say all of this is done by my own hand. Seems like there's a lot going off, but it's just easy. Following a market, it's just so simple. Mark all your bits and bobs out, don't it? Yeah, that's all I use really. An imbalance finder and marker. That's it. Nothing else. Unless David's got me an indicator coming. Right, guys. Anyway, I'm about done. That's me.
Thanks,
and see you again.
Thank you very much.
Next Friday.
If
anyone's got any questions before I will answer them.
I'll put the link to YouTube and everything in the general chat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
just remember your double confirmations.
Because
why? What's happened? You're gone.
Because it's an hour and 20 minutes maximum, so I just cut off into 2. So I just.
Sorry. You should have said I would have.
No, it's fine. I was watching along, so I thought I'd just continue it as a second video. So no problem.
Yeah. No. I don't mean to do like any kind of lengthy videos. It just, I know, when someone asks you something, you just go into it, don't you?
Yeah, totally. No, it's great. Great information. Loads of great information.
Yeah.
And, sorry.
Go on, it's all right.
No, like you said, I'll try and code something to send to you. Well, I have been coding something to send to you, and I'll send it to you first, and then we'll see how we go from there.
Is Johnny in here?
I don't know. I can't see him, but he's.
I can't see his face, but he's sent a message. I can't see him.
He must be on the live stream. He must be watching live stream, I reckon.
All right, yeah. Yeah, man. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you're not in the channel already, send me a private message. Channel. It's free information, so people charge for this sort of stuff. I just giving it. So if you want an invite to channel, just send me a private message and I'll invite you. All the information in there is relevant, whether you're a seasoned trader or completely. It's all relevant, and you'll get something out of it anyway. So that's it from me.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Everybody, if you want to cut it off.
Right. Thanks very much, mate.
No worries, mate.
Great stream. Thank you for all the great information. And
no worries. I will see you again next Friday, probably.
All right, mate. Take care. Have a nice.
Right. I'll see you in a bit.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
See you later, guys.